What's up, everyone? I hope you're all having a fantastic day today. To get us started with today's video, we have this interesting tweet from Jeff John Roberts. It says, "Strange bedfellows united by common frustration with the SEC. Ripple CEO sits down with longtime antagonist, 2-bit idiot." Brad Garlinghouse said he's sick of shit that's not true about Ripple and XRP and centralization. Calls for end to tribalism. This happened at Mainnet 2022. Anyone who's been following up Brad closely knows that he talks about the tribalism in the crypto industry all the time. He's pointed out time and again that the tribalism is what's curtailing the growth of the crypto industry. Garlinghouse shared that he owns Bitcoin and Ethereum, among other cryptocurrencies, saying that he's a believer that the industry will continue to thrive. In his own words, he said, "All boats can rise, not just Bitcoin that will succeed in the long term."
Sure, I agree with that. I mean, I'm arguably the least qualified person to give advice on this topic because I believe I'm the only one currently.
Tell us about your t-shirt.
Yeah. That's right. Got to give the people what they want. Someone gave this shirt to me, so I actually forget who. Thank you, whoever you are. So yeah, I'm being sued by the SEC. Arguably not qualified to answer this. I do agree that going as big as possible. Like, I wish I'd gone bigger. I tried to do it the right way. I got in trouble for being open and transparent and honest, and the people who went bigger ended up getting in less trouble. So there is a lesson in that. And then the other thing I'd say is really, like, the notion of there being this objective rule of law is a completely false notion. It is not a true notion. The laws are not enforced objectively. The laws are not enforced fairly. Regulators have their own biases and things that they're interested in. So don't model it that way. And the lawyers will frequently, the way that lawyers will interact with you, they'll tell you the letter of the law. That's not the way enforcement works. So go beyond what your lawyer tells you. Understand the agencies that you're actually dealing with. Understand their motivations and who are they going to go after. Because there absolutely are ways where there are sometimes ways where you can do it anyway and not get their attention. So that's what I'll say.
As always, welcome back to Moneyside, your favorite crypto news channel. If you're new here, welcome to the XRP Army. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on our daily crypto news updates.
But what happened is smaller companies didn't have the resources to take the process all the way through the courts. Later today, we'll have Ryan Selkis and Brad Garlinghouse talking about the state of the Ripple case where the SEC has pursued Ripple. And I have to give shout out to Ripple for really putting in all of the time, the money, the effort, and assembling a world-class legal team in order to push back against the SEC.
Moving ahead, we've got a tweet from Digital Assets Investor that talks about how much it's a shame to see that all Ripple gets is a shout out after they've faced this SEC lawsuit all by themselves with no help from KM Smith, DC, and Blockchain Association for over 2 years. John Deaton has tried to tell them all along that Ripple was fighting for all of crypto, but they didn't care since it wasn't Bitcoin or Ethereum. But what this experience shows us is that most people in the blockchain community are always only looking out for themselves, which is absolutely pathetic. What has stood out all along is that Ripple does more for the entire community, and this goes to show that it's not just about pushing their agenda, but empowering one another and protecting the rights of everyone in this crypto world. In more interesting news today, we can see from a tweet by Cowboy Crypto that Ben Bernanke, former head of the U.S. Fed, came to one of Ripple's customer events, and one of the things he said is that countries will not give up their ability to control monetary supply. They'll roll tanks into the streets first because it's giving up sovereignty.
If you approach the regulators with you need to adapt to us, I mean, that is dead on arrival. Like, in my experience, and globally, and frankly, even here in Davos, meeting with financial regulators in all kinds of countries, I think we have to acknowledge, Ben Bernanke, the former head of the US Fed, came to one of Ripple's customer events. And one of the things he said is, countries will not give up their ability to control monetary supply. They will roll tanks into the streets first because it's giving up sovereignty. Now, we can debate whether or not some countries at the longer tail ever had control of their money supply. But the G20, I think I agree with Jeremy that cash is anonymous and private and all those things. But if you ever walk into the bank and ask to withdraw $20,000 of cash, they're going to ask you a lot of questions.
Also, Brooks Entwistle had the pleasure of sitting down with the Straits Time on Ripple's strong customer momentum, and he feels that as regulatory framework takes shape, we'll see less Wild West and more accountability across the crypto industry. And as we wind down now in today's video, a major event is about to happen by the end of September. For that reason, it's imperative that everyone stays on the lookout. Now, as we can all see from Dollar Vigilante on Twitter, that the Vatican has made a shocking announcement to move its funds back worldwide. This has raised questions on whether this could be a sign of a major collapse by the end of September. Listen and let me know what you think in the comments section below.
Every 7 years, on the exact end day of the Shemitah, which is the exact end day of basically the Jewish year every 7 years, there's usually a major market collapse, and it's actually usually on the exact day. This is a Shemitah year, and it actually ends on September 26th, which is a Monday. So I've definitely said to keep your eyes on that date. But when I saw this, I was like, what? It's a German politician.
Dieser 24. September 2022 wird uns allen als ein Tag im Gedächtnis bleiben, von dem wir später einmal sagen werden, ich weiß noch genau, wo ich war.
And even more interesting, on top of the German politicians saying September 24th is going to be like a day that everyone on earth will remember, the Vatican has told all of its people that whatever funds they have across the world, to send them all back to the Vatican by September 30th, which is like 4 days after the end of the Shemitah. And of course, when they tell people this, you know, you don't just wire billions of dollars on like September 29th when the Pope told you to have it back there by the 30th, right? You probably do it a few days before. And they probably mentioned that to them. So the Vatican seems to know something's going on. So something like these birds flying by, black birds, black clouds, something ominous seems to be on the horizon.
As always, do your own research and always trade safely, guys. Please keep in mind we're not a licensed financial advisor. All videos on this channel are intended for entertainment purposes only. You can always let us know what you think in the comment section below, and let's have a conversation. Thank you so very much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, and please click on that subscribe button below. And turn on notifications so you get informed whenever we post our amazing content. We'll look forward to seeing you on the next Money Side.